Okay, so welcome everybody to our Operation 40 call tonight. You guys are such a highlight to my Monday for real. Like I always get excited that I'm going to be able to be on here and hang out with you guys at least for 15 minutes. So I'm really excited because Dana and Q are going to share their stories with us tonight and share a little bit about their takeaways from chapter 7 this week in GoPro. And then at the end, I'm going to take a little time and share a couple of things and just a few thoughts about moving forward from here with Operation 40 and just a few points of clarification also. So we will go ahead and get started. Dana, are you in a good place where you could go first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and start with my story.
Yeah. Perfect.
Is that what? Okay. So Dana Moody from Denver, and I am a mom to Cord the Treehouse Man and Eve, our 4-year-old, Ren, our almost 7-year-old, also yoga instructor and fitness instructor, and have always loved all things health and wellness. Grew up with a family of chiropractors, and it was about when Eve was 1.5 years old that I was just really struggling. I was sick of being tired. I wasn't really sick very often, but I was tired, and I was tired of being tired. And so I was on a mission to find something to change that. And with that mission, I found Juice Plus. I found that it was something I could do while I was still nursing Eve, and something that I could, in case I were to get pregnant, I had that as a backup too. And then at the same time, I was also really tired of working in the evenings and on the weekends, which as a fitness professional, those are the typical times that we work. And so I was missing out on time with putting the kids to bed. Yes, as a stay-at-home mom, that wasn't really something I was looking for, was really needing to be home. I was actually enjoyed that part of being gone. But what I did miss was time with my husband, because, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be here either. So that's what I really missed. And what I wanted to have was finances still coming in, but more time in the evenings and weekends with him. And so with this product and business, I was able to make that work to where I could have that income coming in. And so within a month, I noticed the difference in my energy level. And then unexpectedly, our son at the time had been battling kind of an annual yearly cold that turned into pneumonia or bronchitis, and he would actually have a nebulizer. And so he was able to get off of that, and he haven't used it or anything like it or been to the hospital for pneumonia or anything like that since. He's been on Juice Plus. So that was an unexpected perk. And then also 6 months into the business, not only were we covering our costs, which we had then added every one of our family members on to Juice Plus in addition to the shakes. And so we were able to cover our Juice Plus, but also have that extra income to help with car payments and such. So Juice Plus has been an awesome twofold blessing for our family, financially as well as for our health.
That's awesome. That was great. 2 minutes on the dot.
Okay.
That was great.
I sweat over here.
That's awesome. You didn't sound rushed at all. So
that's good. I was like, did I get everything in there? Okay. And so now we're talking about, was it chapter 7, which is skill number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that is following up, which is something that I'm still working on becoming fine-tuned and skilled at. And for me, the biggest thing that stood out to me reading this chapter again for the umpteenth time that I haven't been doing, that was a kind of a red, like, oh, I should start doing that. Because I had at some times was the one on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being a 0 interest and 10 being ready to get started right away. Where are you right now? And then going off of, anything better than anything over a 1 is good, he says. And no matter the number they give you, all you're going to do is ask them how you can help them, how you can help them get to a higher number. And so that was kind of my biggest takeaway that I haven't been doing, that I want to start implementing.
Isn't that such a good one? I have used that before, but I don't know that I've ever gotten into like a consistent rhythm of using it. And every time I read it, that's one of the main things that sticks out to me too, because it's such a great non-pressuring way to get an idea of where somebody's at, and if they're willing to get a little bit farther down the road, basically. It doesn't always mean that the next step is that they're at a 10, but if they're willing to keep taking steps forward, that's all you need to know, which is awesome. So thanks for sharing that. Okay, so Q, we're ready for you.
Okay. My name is Quintina, aka Q. I live in Indiana, PA, city and state. I started Juice Plus probably about 2.5 years ago. And before Juice Plus, I didn't really have a great concern with my health because I thought I ate fairly healthy. But then I realized I wasn't meeting the daily requirements of fruits and veggies. And that came in evidence as feeling tired all the time and fatigue. And so I'm married with 3 children, I forgot to add, and it was a struggle to make sure the whole family was eating right. So my husband and I have struggled with health issues in the past, and also weight gain, and we just swept that under the rug, and just kept going on with life. And so I decided to consume Juice Plus and include my entire family because I realized what we were doing was not working. My kids and my husband refused vegetables, and they craved way too much unhealthy foods. And so there came a point where I decided I wanted to control, what was going inside myself and my family's bodies. And so I figured Juice Plus wouldn't hurt. And so I was introduced to Juice Plus by my friend, which was one of the best things we have ever discussed during our friendship. And shortly after, real shortly after, I joined the business. The business has been great. I'm really taking my time with the business, but I have found it to be rewarding with sharing with others, and also just keeping me accountable for my health journey and my family's journey. And so what I noticed with Juice Plus is that my family has adapted this new lifestyle. We're watching and caring more for our bodies, and people are modeling what we're doing, which is pretty cool in the community because we hold a little status in the community. I mean, I'm really involved in the community, and people are watching, and on my job and everywhere. And so I'm just trying to cut it short. So that's why we started consuming Juice Plus.
Awesome.
Okay, talking about chapter 7. I'm just moving right along. Okay. Following up with people is still a work in progress with me. I really, what I took away from it was really developing a time after you have finished your conversation where you can reconnect again. Sometimes I have a hard time doing that, but he really puts it simple. Like, it's not pushy at all because your prospects, they are making that time. They are making the appointment. You're not making it for them. And so I have to remember that it's okay to ask, hey, when would be a good time? You say you're working Tuesday. How about Wednesday? And I have to really just be clear and concise on that. And so I think that's a really good takeaway.
Yeah, that's so good. Really great takeaway. So I love just kind of hearing some of the key highlights. I feel like, our time goes by so quickly on here. It's like just enough for me to kind of whet my appetite for wanting to hear more people share what their insights were whenever you read it. But nonetheless, we have about 5 minutes left. Thank you, Dana and Q. You guys rocked it. I love how this is really challenging all of us to get more concise with our stories. And I hope that everybody going through this process has felt like this is really helping you sort of nail down a good direction with your story. I don't think that, any of us expect it to be perfect the first time around or ever. I think that that's not the goal. The goal is just to get more and more to the heart of what your personal story is. So not the story you think everybody else wants to hear, but really getting to the heart of your story in a way that you can share it concisely with people when you're connecting with them, in a way that really creates an emotional connection, and not just like facts, like not just listing off facts about this happened and this happened, but really, that's the whole point of the way Eric Worre outlines it, is that first point of, what did you not like about what was happening prior to? So whether that has to do with your health or whether it has to do with your finances or both, that's going to set you up to make an emotional connection with somebody and for them to be able to experience in a way the relief you must feel that, you know, your product or your business or both has, in his words, come to the rescue. Like, how has it met those needs in a significant way that matters to you? And so I hope that everybody feels like you're getting a really good start on that. And I think my encouragement would be to reshare your story with one another on your chats and with your sponsor as well, because getting input from other people, like having other people kind of give you some input on, you know, how can I make it better? What parts do you feel like are really, really strong? What parts can I maybe make stronger? That's going to help you refine it and get it to a place where, you know, it's concise and to the point, but also connecting to the heart of your story. So I just really want to encourage you guys, because this whole story thing, I feel like it's taken me 9 years to, not that it's going to take you that long, but I think we grow in understanding what it looks like to connect to our story. And I think for me, one of the things I kind of got to learn through this process is that a lot of times I was just sharing my story. I share it different ways every time. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just was kind of getting to the point where I'm like, I just want something concise. I want to be able to package it up and help somebody see the heart of where I was at. And in order to do that, I kind of had to stop thinking about what the person on the other end might need to hear me say, and just started putting myself back in my shoes whenever I first got introduced to Juice Plus, so that I could really connect to Leah then, and what Leah's desires were, and how this really met those desires. So just encourage you guys with that. And then I just wanted to recap what I put on the Vox chat, a little bit of clarification about each week, like the action steps for each week. So each week you have 3 main action steps. One of them is to fill out your DMO sheet, and you'll want to share that on your group chat with whoever you're on there with. You can share those with each other. And then number 2, you want to come up with 3 brave acts, is what we're calling them, that you want to do that week that's focused on either new team members or new customers. And so a brave act really is, it could be anything that you know is a key activity in the business that's going to help you move forward, but maybe you've been avoiding because you know it's going to take some courage to do it. So an example, I'll just use myself as an example. Today I made 6 selfie videos, which was like not something I wanted to do, to send to friends. 12 is my goal, and I didn't get all of them done today. But just short videos to reach out instead of sending a typed out Facebook message or a text. I just sent a short video saying, hey, like, I just wanted to say hi and make it a little bit more personal. And I wanted to, you know, hear how your summer's going. I'd love to catch up soon, just depending on who the person was. And then I would, at the end, I would invite them to something like, hey, by the way, I know we talked a little bit about the Shred 10 last month. Don't exactly remember where we left off, but I'm helping host an event this Thursday night, and I'd love to have you join us. If I sent you the info, you know, would you be able to participate? And so just things like that, you know, okay. And it doesn't have to be something that one was a big one for me. Sometimes it's just something as simple as like one particular person on your list that you've been a little hesitant about reaching out to, and just making the step to reach out to them could be a brave act. So think about your brave act. The 3 each week is what you're focused on. It could be a connection. Every single one of them could be 3 connection calls with your sponsor. So your DMO sheet's the first thing, your 3 brave acts is the second thing, and we're encouraging everybody to share them on our Vox chat, because I really believe that if we're sharing these with each other, it'll encourage all of us to know that we're all stepping out and stepping up to be courageous on a weekly basis with what we're doing. And number 3 is engaging in whatever the key action step is for that week. And so last week, the key action step was making sure you have a list of 50 to 100 people that you're wanting to reach out to. Even if you got a good start on that, that's great. This week, the key action step is participating in at least one text blitz. So a text blitz, if you've never done one, is basically just a period of time where you get on Zoom with other people and you use that time to just be together and text people to invite them to something. And your focus is to get out as many texts as you can in the period of time that you've allotted. And this happens to be the last week of June. And so this is a really great time to invite people toward the end of this business month to consider the next shred. We're having a Zoom call on Thursday night that I'm going to send the flyer out for. It was sort of impromptu, but I'll send it out on Team Whole, and you can invite people to that. So I'm going to post some text blitz times that you guys can choose from, but any of you can choose a time and just get some people together on Zoom to do a text blitz. If you want to do your own and just throw a time out there that works for you and see if anybody else can join you, or if not, just connect with your sponsor and maybe they can do it with you. But it's really, you want to do it with at least one other person. So does anybody have questions on that? Is that making sense, the 3 main action steps each week? Yep. Okay, awesome. Trying to keep it really simple, but also want to make sure that it's providing value for you, because it's awesome to show up every week, but the things you do in between the call is what's really going to help you move forward. And so these are going to be key pieces that'll help you do that. So awesome. Love you guys. And we are going to actually be on Mary's Zoom call for our team call tonight at 9:00 because we do this at the end of every month and we celebrate wins. So that number is on the Team Whole chat. I posted it yesterday. So I'll see you guys on there. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Dana and Q.